Have you ever noticed how some women never flirt in obvious ways?
They don't tease loudly. They don't chase. They don't make things clear on the surface. Instead, they observe quietly. They watch your awareness, your calm, your emotional balance. And when you're a man over 50, women behave even more carefully around you. They don't want to appear needy. They don't want to seem too available. They don't want to risk embarrassment. So instead of direct signals, they ask specific questions. And here's what most men don't realize. When a woman feels attracted to an older man, she almost always asks two very precise questions. They don't sound romantic. They don't feel dramatic, but they function like hidden messages placed right in front of you. Before I explain them, let me say this clearly. Many men over 50 believe they're invisible to women, especially younger women or even women their own age. That belief is completely false. In many cases, mature men become more attractive than ever once they understand how female psychology actually works. The real problem isn't women. It's misinterpretation. It's living your life assuming she's just being friendly, when in reality, she's quietly opening a door. Women rarely express interest directly. They test instead. They observe your emotional steadiness, your presence, and your ability to notice subtle shifts. Feminine psychology operates below the surface. And when a woman begins to see you as someone she could trust emotionally, physically, and intimately, her energy changes. It moves from casual interaction to intentional curiosity. She begins asking questions designed to uncover three things: your strength as a man, whether you're grounded or insecure, and your awareness, meaning your ability to recognize genuine interest. This is exactly when the two essential questions appear. But to understand why they matter so much, you have to understand the psychology behind them. Many men over 50 grew up in a time when communication was more direct. Signals were clearer. Interest was more obvious. But women today, even mature women, express attraction differently. They don't say, "I'm attracted to you." They don't say, "I want to get closer." They don't say, "I'm thinking about you romantically." Instead, they explore. They ask carefully chosen questions to see whether you're a man they can move toward without risking rejection. And here's the quiet feminine fear, especially with older men. If she shows interest too openly, she worries you'll see her as needy. So she disguises attraction as curiosity. She hides it inside questions that feel harmless to a man who isn't paying attention. And if you miss them, she almost never repeats the invitation. Women rarely open the same emotional door twice. Feminine psychology is layered. Women use questions the same way men use actions. When a man feels drawn to someone, he offers help, protection, or direction. When a woman feels drawn to someone, she asks a question that hints at closeness. There are countless questions women ask in daily life, but only two appear consistently when a woman is gently exploring intimacy with a mature man. I'll reveal them shortly. But first, understand this. She isn't asking because she wants information. She's asking because she wants to feel your emotional temperature. She's sensing, is he calm? Is he steady? Is he open to my presence? Does he stand comfortably in his masculine energy, or does he hide behind politeness? These questions are not about facts. They're about connection. They create subtle emotional bridges, and she places them carefully to see whether you step onto them with awareness. And when you do, something shifts inside her. Most men answer these questions literally, but a grounded, self-aware man hears what's underneath the words. Because when she asks, she isn't collecting data. She's checking alignment. She's checking awareness. She's checking whether you perceive what lies beneath the surface. When a woman feels drawn to you, she doesn't need proof of money, strength, or impressive stories. She needs to feel that you are conscious, present, and emotionally calm. That's why these two questions matter so much. They are not random curiosity. They are invitations. The first question she asks is designed to reveal one thing: your availability. Not your schedule, not your free time, but your heart. She wants to sense whether your life has emotional space for her. This is not a practical question, it's psychological. In her mind, she's asking, is he open or closed? Can he connect, or is he hiding behind routine? Is there room for closeness, or will I be pushed away? Women don't like wasting emotional energy, so before revealing deeper interest, they test for openness. This first question is her version of a man leaning slightly closer to see whether a woman leans in or pulls back. But most men miss it completely because they assume it's casual conversation. The second question she asks comes only after the first one feels safe. And this one goes even deeper. It's about your direction, not your career title, not your past achievements, but your inner direction. She wants to know whether your life has purpose, momentum, and masculine stability. Women don't open to men who drift. They open to men who are anchored. This question tells her, is this man emotionally alive? Does he move with intention? Can I feel safe in his presence? Does he have boundaries, or is he just existing? This second question isn't about details, it's about your core. When she asks it, she's already imagining what closeness with you might feel like. A woman can feel physical attraction toward a man, but she only moves toward him when she desires his presence. And this question becomes her doorway into sensing who you truly are. These questions matter deeply for men over 50. By this stage of life, many women assume something about you. They assume you've already lived most of your emotional story. So they hesitate unless they feel certain they won't become an afterthought or a background presence. These two questions, soft, simple, nearly invisible, are her way of checking two things. Is there space for me? And is this man moving with purpose or simply passing time? You might miss compliments, you might overlook body language, but if you miss these two questions, you miss the moment she opens the door. And once that door closes, most women never open it again. When a woman wants intimacy with an older man, not just friendly conversation, but emotional and physical closeness, she tests that connection with two specific questions. They appear across cultures, ages, and backgrounds because they come directly from feminine psychology. Here they are. The first question: do you spend a lot of time alone? It sounds harmless, but it isn't. It's her way of asking, is there room for me in his life? Is he emotionally open or closed off? Does he have space for closeness, or is he sealed inside habits? She might phrase it differently. Do you usually go out alone? You seem like someone who enjoys solitude. Do you keep to yourself a lot? Are you seeing anyone, or are you doing your own thing lately? This question is never about loneliness. It's about access. A woman only asks this after she's already imagined herself somewhere near your life. She wants to know whether entering your world would feel welcomed or resisted. Most men answer it literally. Yes, I'm alone most of the time. Not really. It depends. But a steady man hears the subtext. She's testing openness. She's testing emotional availability. She's testing whether closeness is possible. A grounded response doesn't explain too much and doesn't shut her down. Something like, I value my space, but I'm open to good company. Or, I enjoy my routines, but I'm open to something meaningful. That tone communicates warmth without neediness and strength without distance. And when you answer this way, it naturally leads to her second question. The second question is the one that reveals deeper desire. She asks something like, what are you looking for these days? And this is never casual. It's not small talk. It's not curiosity. It's evaluation. She might phrase it differently. What direction are you moving in now? What do you want at this stage of life? What are you focused on lately? But the meaning underneath is always the same. She's sensing your inner direction. Women don't open emotionally to men who drift. They open to men who are anchored, men who know who they are and where they stand, men whose lives have intention, not confusion. This question tells her everything she needs to know. Is this man emotionally alive? Does he move with stability? Can I feel safe in his presence? Does he have boundaries, or is he floating through life? She isn't asking for a plan. She isn't asking for details. She's feeling your core. When a man answers this question with clarity and calm, something shifts inside her. She feels possibility. She feels grounded energy. She feels direction. When a man answers with uncertainty, hesitation, or emptiness, she quietly pulls back. Not because he's wrong, but because she doesn't feel steadiness. Here's the truth most men over 50 never fully understand. Women don't desire perfection, they desire presence. These two questions measure exactly that. They measure whether you are emotionally open and whether you are internally directed. If you learn to recognize these questions when they appear, you will never again wonder whether a woman is interested in you. Because women don't always signal attraction with compliments or body language. They signal it with curiosity. And curiosity shows up as questions. Miss compliments and you lose nothing. Miss body language and you can recover. But if you miss these two questions, you miss the moment she opens the door. And once that door closes, most women never open it again. When a woman wants intimacy with an older man, not just conversation, but emotional and physical closeness, she tests that possibility with these two questions. They appear across cultures, ages, and backgrounds because they come directly from feminine psychology. They are quiet, they are subtle, and they are powerful. If you learn to hear what's beneath them, you'll stop guessing. You'll stop doubting. You'll stop assuming she's just being friendly. You'll know. Before you go, support the channel. Comment the phrase, "I see the signs," because women don't test your words, they test your awareness.